The first week of 2023 has gone by at the speed of light. Now, as we stand at the last working day of this week, let's look at all the personal finance news that has a direct impact on your pocket and your life. This is me, Ajay, and let's kick off today's bulletin with some news that is music to your ears. RBI has made life easier for customers who have to submit the Know Your Customer details. Now, as per the new rules, account holders are no longer required to visit their bank branches to update their KYC details, provided they have already submitted valid documents and not changed their address. If there is no change in the KYC information, then they can submit a self-declaration through an email ID, registered mobile number, ATMs or any other digital channels. The RBI said that banks have been mandated to keep their records up to date and relevant to comply with the Prevention of Money Laundering Act. And now, as you go into the weekend, LIC Jeevan Shanti would put you at peace. Now, the insurer LIC has hiked the return under its annuity scheme New Jeevan Shanti. The corporation, that is the insurance behemoth, has said that the increase in return is more for higher values and increases with the deferment. This scheme is a single premium deferred pension plan where the buyer can choose to receive regular payments after 1 to 10 years from the date of buying the policy. The returns are higher than what is offered by various private insurance companies, and the new annuity payout will be 12 to 14% higher than the older payout. A 60-year-old, for example, who buys 10 lakh rupees of annuity with 1 year deferment will get 70,800 rupees annually. Now, in the case of a 70-year-old, the annuity increases to 72,000 rupees. And moving on, RBI Governor Shaktikanta Das on Friday said that the government and the central bank are in close talks with South Asian countries to buy goods and services from India in rupees. Why is the government doing that? India is trying to convince these countries to dump dollar and start trading in rupee. Now, this, they believe, will increase the value of rupee in the international market. The government of India and RBI are looking to implement this strategy at a time when rupee has seen continuous erosion of value. The last 1 year, rupee has depreciated over 11%, and on Friday, that is today, the domestic currency gained 15 pice to close at 82 against the US dollar. And sticking on with RBI Governor's speech, Shaktikanta Das, the RBI Governor, has said that risk to India's growth and investment outlook may rise if inflation persists at higher levels. He said due to supply-side bottlenecks and global problems, inflation had risen to unprecedented levels. It was important to control inflation, or otherwise it will negatively impact India's growth story. Now, looking back, November's CPI inflation was at 5.88%, and it was the first time in preceding 11 months that retail inflation had plunged below RBI's upper limit of the tolerance band. And moving on, Union Telecom Minister Ashwini Vaishnaw has said that citizens can start enjoying 5G services of BSNL by April 2024 in the country. Now, you know that a lot of private telecom players like Jio and Airtel have also penetrating rural areas with 5G services. Citizens will also get to use BSNL 4G from the current year itself. For the people of Odisha, the telecom minister said that 5G will be available in every nook and corner of the state in the next 2 years. Citizens of Bhubaneswar and Cuttack can start using 5G services. Currently, the government of India was working to improve 4G services in rural areas. Later on, entire Odisha will be covered with 5G. And also on news today, Power Grid Corporation of India Limited, which has said that it has ranked third among the top 10 profit-making CPSEs in a recent survey of public enterprises. This survey was conducted by the Government of India. It was also mentioned in the survey that Power Grid was ranked first in services sector of the nation. Power Grid's performance was gauged across categories including the gross block, value addition, net profit, net worth, dividend declaration and contribution to central exchequer. The state and power transmission company had reported PAT in excess of 3,000 crore rupees in the second quarter of the financial year 2023. And moving on, we go on to FDI inflows, which is pretty bad because the total FDI inflows into India has contracted by almost 10% from April to September this fiscal year. FDI inflows has fallen to $39 billion the first half of the current financial year from $42 billion in the year-ago period. The government of India has made a lot of efforts to attract FDI inflows but to no avail. On this, a senior government official who didn't want to be named said that foreign inflows got impacted because of the global slowdown that has been going on for the last 18 months. But the government is hopeful of the improvement in FDI inflows in the coming months. And some good and exciting news for the employees who are working in Pfizer. The multinational pharmaceutical company Pfizer India has now announced a 12-week paternity leave policy for its employees. The new leave policy can be availed by biological as well as adoptive fathers employed with the company. Pfizer India Director Shilpi Singh said, and I quote, "The company's latest decision will most certainly enable male colleagues and their partners to cherish the experience and joyful moments of parenthood. It will enable both men and women to invest equal time in assessing their roles and responsibilities as a parent." Now then, if you're planning to take a loan under the Mudra scheme, then an NPS account for staffers is going to become a must. The government may link the eligibility for collateral-free loans for a section of MSMEs under the Mudra Yojana to their workers being enrolled for the national pension system. Among the options being considered is that it will make it mandatory for MSMEs with staff strength of less than 20 to bring all their workers under NPS to avail of these Mudra loans. The proposal is at a preliminary stage and the condition could apply only for a certain initial period of employment. Right then, India's biggest automobile company Maruti Suzuki India launched two CNG powertrain options of its mid-sized SUV Grand Vitara priced at 12.85 lakh rupees and 14.84 lakh rupees. Maruti Suzuki said that the CNG trims come with a 5-speed manual gearbox with a fuel efficiency of 26.6 kilometers per kilogram. The 1.5-litre gasoline-powered variants of the car are priced from 10.45 lakh rupees to 19.49 lakh rupees. The Grand Vitara SCNG can also be owned through Maruti Suzuki Subscribe at an all-inclusive monthly subscription fee starting from 30,723 rupees. And we end this bulletin with another news coming from the world of automobile. Now, if you're a fan of the car of Mercedes, then this is for you. The German luxury car maker will launch 10 new vehicles in India in 2023 with a majority in the over 1 crore rupee price category. This segment saw a 69% jump last year. Mercedes-Benz India sold 15,822 units in 2022. It had sold over 3,500 cars that were priced above 1 crore rupees last year. The company is looking at an overall double-digit sales growth this year, and as a part of its drive-in, it launched AMG E53 4MATIC Plus Cabriolet model priced at 1.3 crore rupees on Friday, that is today. Well, that's all for today's Money Time and for this week's Money Time. Do download the Money9 app and stay tuned to Money9 English's YouTube channel. Until next time, take care and good night.